Here's a first look at the first use of the multi-functional table saw by Saker. So very first thing you need to do is to make sure that your power is off in the unit. So when I first started it, this is the power supply, the power cord. So the power cord has the adjustment for the speed of the table saw, of the mini table saw. So when I turned it on, I was not able, I had like the power button in the unit turned on. So you want to make sure that it's turned off. So here I place it in the lowest level, and then here's the power button. Make sure that it's off when you plug in, because if you plug it in and it's turned on, it's gonna start the. So just for safety purposes, make sure that it's off. And then this is my first try. Of course, I wanted to see which direction I've got to cut. Of course there's instruction, but I wanted to see by trying. So this is gonna be, so make sure that when you start cutting, you're in a position where you feel safe. Like the blade is all tightened, of course. You just want to be safe. So I'm trying it. So I tried that first. That was the wrong way, and this is the right way. I made sure, you may have to make sure that the blade is installed correctly, but this is how I can tell that I installed it correctly, because that's the correct direction to go to. And with this one, if you see, I had the blade lower, so I had it installed lower than the wood I'm cutting. So now you would want to go and grab the tools that came with it. The Allen wrench, there's three of them or four. Uh, there is one that would fit. There's a little hole on beside the blade, well, on the top left side of the blade. You would want to turn that either clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on if you're trying to lower the blade or lift the blade up. So I'm lifting it as I go, so it can cut the wood, it can cut the wood that I'm cutting. So if you see that it's easy to adjust it, it's you just have to make sure that you're using the correct Allen wrench. And now we're gonna start cutting it with a lifted blade. So you will see the difference. Earlier it was just cutting the bottom of the wood. Now, so I was doing it like this. Now this is not the proper way to cut it. You want to use the angle ruler. Basically, the angle ruler is your guide, and it helps the cut to be smooth, because there was an awkward push right there without the angle ruler. There it is. So it's easier and much smoother when you use the angle ruler. So you have to push as you go. You have to push. Make sure that you are holding the wood down, as well as you move it as you go and push it to cut. So that's my first cut. And if you see, this is definitely because I've used the regular table saw, and this is going to be very useful if you're doing if you're needing to cut smaller piece of wood like this, which I will be using, and then I'll show you more after.